Hi guys, my name is Megan and today I've got a giant book haul for you. Alright, so today I've actually got a pretty big book haul for you. So today we are talking about a couple of ebooks that I bought, a couple of ARCs that I have that I won on Goodreads. I cannot believe that I won 2 more ARCs since I won You've Reached Sam, which is so cool. And I went to Barnes & Noble recently, so let's go ahead and dive into what I got. Okay, so the first ebook that I got is actually a bind-up of the first 3 books in the Game Changers Haikyuu romance series. So it is Game Changer, Heated Rivalry, and Tough Guy. So I bought this when the box set on Kindle was like on sale, and I really couldn't help myself because this is a series that I've been wanting to read for a long time. The other one that I purchased was Better Than People, which is the first book in the Garnet Run series. So this follows Simon Burke, who has always wanted to adopt a dog, and his adoption plan to adopt a dog has been put on hold. So then he joins this pet sharing app and, you know, to find a fluffy friend to hang out with for a while. And then that turns into him meeting this grumpy children's book illustrator who desperately needs a dog walker. And this one has a lot of anxiety rep, a bunch of rescue pets in it. It looks really cute and interesting, and I've heard nothing but great things about it, so I'm really excited to get into that one. Okay, so next up are the 2 ARCs that I won from Goodreads. This one being The Witch King. This one is actually already out. This book didn't show up until after the book was released, but I'm really excited to have this one. This is one that I've been looking forward to for a while. This is one that I've had on my TBR list as soon as I saw the cover and then read the synopsis. It just looks really cool. I'm so excited. This one features a trans character. So I'll just read the tagline because this tagline is so good. It says, "To save a fey kingdom, a trans witch must face his traumatic past and the royal fiancé he left behind." Like, I don't need any more than that. It just sounds so good. Okay, so the other ARC that I won isn't currently here. It's on its way. And that is the Mismatch. So this is a opposites attract kind of friends with benefits, college romance. This one is set in Britain, and the main girl character is the daughter of Iranian immigrants, and the main boy character is like this very stereotypical rugby player kind of dude in England. And I'm really interested in this one because it's got a lot of commentary about marriage and like finding romance in unexpected places. So that just sounds really interesting, and the cover is really pretty. All right, and then we are on to the stack of books that I got when I went to Barnes & Noble recently. So I should state for the record that I actually went to Barnes & Noble to stock up on graphic novels, and I came home with way more books than I had intended, and yeah, no regrets. Okay, so the first book that I picked up at Barnes & Noble is Smoke Bitten. This is I don't even know how many books are in the Mercy Thompson series anymore. I think this is book 12. I don't want to know too much going into this because it's always kind of better not to. But this follows Mercy Thompson and her husband, who is a werewolf. He's the alpha of the Columbia Basin werewolf pack. So this is set in the Tri-Cities, which I love going to Tri-Cities. I have a whole couple of vlogs about going to Tri-Cities if you'd like to watch them. One of my favorite book series, so I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, so next up I have Our Dining Table. This one is a manga, which I'm so happy to finally have this in my possession because it's been on my list to get for a very long time. Okay, so this follows Yutaka, who is a businessman, and he loves to cook, but he finds eating around people very hard. And then all that kind of changes when he meets Minoru and Tane, who are 2 brothers who are very far apart in age. I have a feeling that the older brother has custody of the younger brother, and they ask him to teach them how to cook, and you know, things go from there, and it just looks so sweet, and I'm really, really excited about this one. All right, so the next book that I picked up is Sasaki and Minoru, and this is again another manga, and Minoru loves, like, boys love manga. He hasn't really figured out that he is in one, in that kind of a relationship, and that kind of leaves it up to Sasaki to make sure their story has a happily ever after, and I'm just so excited to read this. Also, it's very tiny and very just so cute. Okay, so this one shouldn't be a shock to anybody that I finally picked up the manga for it, and that is Haikyuu Volume 1. So I think I talked about my love for sports anime in my sports book recommendation video, which I will have a link up in the corner for if you guys are going to want to go watch that. But now I finally have the first book in the manga. So this follows Hinata and Kageyama, who are ending their middle school days as rivals on the volleyball court, and then they end up choosing the same high school to go to, and they end up on the same volleyball team there, and it kind of goes from like enemies to frenemies to best friends, and I'm here for it. Also, this artwork, I love the expressions that these two come up with. Like, these two are idiots and I love them. Like, look, how could you not love Hinata? I love them. Seriously, I love these two idiots. I love them. Okay, so next up I have All Systems Red. This is the first book in the Murderbot Diaries. I'm so happy to finally have this. I wish this was in the hardback, but the paperback is so tiny and cute, and just look at how tiny. It's just so cute. Okay, let me just read the back of this because I think this will do a lot more good for you guys than any way I could explain this to you. So it says, in a corporate-dominated spacefaring future, planetary missions must be approved and supplied by the company. Exploratory teams are accompanied by company-supplied security androids for their own safety. But in a society where contracts are awarded to the lowest bidder, safety isn't a primary concern. On a distant planet, a team of scientists are conducting surface tests shadowed by their company-supplied droid, a self-aware sec unit that has hacked its own governing module and refers to itself, though never out loud, as Murderbot. Scornful of humans, all it really wants to do is to be left alone to figure out who it is. Also, a little addendum here, it also really likes to watch soap operas, which I find hilarious, and I need that in my life, but it's on here. But when a neighboring mission goes dark, it's up to the scientist and their Murderbot to get to the truth. Which, honestly, yes. Anyway, honestly, Murderbot's one of my favorite characters that I've seen fan art for and little comics for. Murderbot is a non-binary individual and they just want to be left alone. They want to just watch their soap operas, and I'm here for it. Okay, so next up I got What Big Teeth. This one I was honestly really not looking for, but then I asked, one of the employees if they had a copy, and they did, and it just kind of ended up in my pile of books to buy. I really love this cover so much. There's nothing under the hard jacket, which is totally fine, but this cover, oh, it's just stunning. This has vague Little Red Riding Hood vibes to it. I'm here for it. So this follows Eleanor, who has kind of been estranged from her wild and bloodthirsty family for years, but one day she flees her boarding school after a terrifying incident, and she goes to the only place that has ever really felt safe, and that means going home. And she really struggles to fit in with her monstrous relatives who prowl the woods around the family estate, and they read fortunes in the guts of birds, which is creepy, by the way. Then Eleanor finds herself trying to hold the family together while also dealing with this sense of re-emerging power. Seems to be increasingly linked to the reason why she had to flee her boarding school. I'm here for it, and this will probably make its way to my October list. I might push this to September just because I really want to read this so badly. Alright, so next up we have Teen Titans Raven. This is the first book in the Teen Titans graphic novel series. This one actually follows Raven. So I read these out of order. This one should have been first. But, I got to Beast Boy first because why not? I really actually love this purple overlay to everything. I love the minimalist colors that they use that they're using in the Teen Titans books so far. So this is kind of an origin story for Raven. So this follows Raven Roth after an accident that kills her foster mother and takes Raven's memories. She moves to New Orleans to, finish out high school and kind of start over. But starting over isn't easy. Raven remembers basic everyday stuff, but she doesn't remember her favorite song. She doesn't remember who she was before the accident. And whenever impossible things start to happen, Raven begins to think that it might even be better not to know who she was. So this is a really interesting take on Raven's origin story, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. And then last, but certainly not least, is Fence Rivals. This is the 4th volume of graphic novels in this series. This picks up right where issue 3 left off and right before Fence Disarmed starts. And honestly, I love this color palette. I love the artwork. I love the conversations that these characters have. And I love the expressions that these characters have. Like, I mean, look at how cute and dumb they look. They're just so cute. Also, these boys are just total jocks and I love them. And they're ridiculous and I love them to pieces. If you guys haven't read Fence yet, please do. It's so good. All right, so those are all of the most recent books that I've acquired. Have you guys bought any books recently? Let me know down below. All right, if you guys like this video, don't forget the like button. And if you haven't already but would like to, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to follow me on social media for more bookish stuff, check out the links down below. Alrighty, bye guys.